Hello again, and welcome to another lesson in writing advice to keep your wife from leaving. The focus on this lesson is going to be the difference between active and passive voice. It's an important distinction that can really boost the quality of your writing when utilized properly. First, we'll go over what active and passive voice mean, and then dive deeper into how they should be used. Now, these concepts are not to be confused with your writing voice. Voice is how you write. What words you use, what order you put them in, what punctuation you have, etc. It's what makes your writing your writing. Active and passive voice, however, is more the relation between the subject and the verb in any given sentence. Let's begin with an example of active voice. Today, I made a discovery. Here, there's a direct link between the subject and the verb. I made the discovery. Now, an example of passive voice. I was cheated on by my ex-wife. In both examples, I am the subject. The difference between the sentences becomes clear when you look at the action taking place. In the second example, I'm not the one doing the acting. That would be my wife. In fact, she was doing the acting for the last 2 years of our marriage with our neighbor, Trent. It's important to realize that Deborah doesn't love me anymore, but also that the active voice has a verb that immediately follows the subject of the sentence, whereas the passive voice needs a helping verb, most likely some form of be or has, to separate the two. Basically, a clear way to tell the difference between active and passive voice is to look at the subject and ask, is it doing the action or is it being acted upon? For instance, here are 2 more examples that use basically the same wording. My heart was broken by Deborah. Deborah broke my heart. Now, which one's active and which one's passive? Yes, that's right. The first one's passive and the second one's active. Good job. So when should you use active voice and when should you use passive? Well, active voice is more direct and easier to follow, so it makes it great for creative writing of any kind. However, in some cases like journalism, a passive voice is better. Passive voices are less accusatory, especially when there's no predicate included. So in a setting where you don't want people jumping to conclusions, use passive voice. But in a setting where there's clearly someone in the wrong and you don't know why they would go behind your back for so long and you don't know what you did to deserve this kind of treatment, use active. And that's all there is to it. Let me know what kind of writing advice you'd like to see down in the comments below. Also, sorry about those random emotional outbursts earlier. I'm just not handling this well. Why Trent? Why anyone but Trent? Like, was his Christmas card really that eloquent? What does that even mean? At any rate, I hope today's lesson helps you out in all your future writing endeavors. Good luck and good writing.